and Liverpool. And almost without taking a breath, as soon as we're finished at Highbury, it is that this season he has got to deliver. Seen it all at Anfield down the years. But 7 years is too long for them, and they can't afford to get any further back in the league. It's a must-win almost at Highbury today. Just 1 from 7 away games this season isn't good enough. And after losing at home to Barnsley last weekend, these boys here will probably feel as though they've got something to prove today. We're in the company of Barry.
Arsenal getting back to something like full strength. Dennis Bergkamp, Emmanuel Petit, both back after suspension. But Ray Parlour is injured and Steve Bold is banned for today's game. Liverpool lose 2 very influential players indeed through suspension, Robbie Fowler and Paul Ince. This then the Arsenal team first of all. Patrick Vieira is also injured for the Gunners. Martin Keown, his first home game in the Premiership since breaking his shoulder playing for England. Emmanuel Petit returns after serving his 3-match ban. He'll miss 1 more game in December for pushing referee Paul Durkin. Stephen Hughes makes his first Premiership start of the season. The Bergkamp-Wright partnership resumes. 21 goals between them this season, but Ian Wright hasn't scored for 5 games and he's on 4 bookings. And Liverpool, Jason McAteer continues in place of Rob Jones. Bjorn Kwame is on 4 bookings. Jamie Carragher replaces Patrick Berger. He's missed the last 8 games. Owen and Riedle up front, 11 goals between them. But Robbie Fowler had scored 8 in 11 starts. That's how much they could miss him. Phil Babb returns to the squad on the bench on his 27th birthday. Richard.
George, thank you. Dennis Bergkamp, 5 of those. Arsenal's last win, March '94. 1-0 here. Paul Merson got it. At Highbury, Arsenal have won only 5 of the last 16, and Liverpool have won 7 of those. Only 2 wins from 10 Premiership matches for Arsenal. Liverpool's recent form only a little better than Arsenal's. They've won only 2 of their last 5, 7 points from a possible 15. On the road, they've won just once this season at Leeds, you might recall. 6 points worse off than they were this time last year when they were 3rd, 1 point behind Newcastle, who were 2nd. Arsenal led. No Fowler today. He's suspended 8 so far, 6 league goals, and he'll be a miss against Arsenal. He's got 9 in 10 games against the Gunners. 21 booked, 1 off. Fowler at Bolton. That's why he's missing today, of course. Last 3 league games, drew 1-1 with Bolton, beat Spurs by 4 goals to 0, and lost last weekend, of course, at Anfield to Barnsley. Now, what about young Michael Owen, Barry, who handles himself very well? The inside track at Anfield that you have, were you expecting him to be this good when eventually he surfaced?
Well, I think he surprised a few people. He certainly surprised me. I mean, I was there when Robbie Fowler was a young lad in reserves, and you could see he's got the raw talent, Robbie Fowler, when he was a kid. And no doubt about it. He's come a long way, but I think this lad, he's even further, even quicker than Rushy was. He certainly is as sharp and as lethal a finisher as Rushy. He's got aggression. He works well for the team, and he seems to have an Alan Shearer-like mentality. He's so calm, and that's one thing that Rushy couldn't do that we've just seen: run at defenders with pace. That wasn't Rushy's game. He would like to be in the ball and behind, but with the ball in control, he can do that. I mean, he uses his head there. He cuts across the defender. He just seems a very, very together, mature young lad who's got an awful lot of talent.
Talking with Andy about him many times, he says he's better than Rush and Fowler at the same stage, which is, as I say, it is frightening to think what he then can achieve, isn't it?
I think if you take the Man U boys into consideration, this fellow alongside him, I think he's one of the best prospects this country's seen for a long time.
Do you like the look of him, Alan?
Oh, most definitely, yes. I think what impresses me most is how a young lad like that can come into a club like Liverpool. He's obviously come through the ranks, but come into the first team and not be overawed by the situation. You know, some players, it's all a bit much for them when they're a youngster, but I don't think anything's too much for this young lad. And people say, yes, he's ahead of Rush, Dalglish, whatever at that stage, but I mean, the hard part is carrying it out, isn't it? And that's what he's got to do.
So far, so good.
Oh,
yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
He's handling the success. He's not overawed, but he's handling the success so well. You know, he seems so level-headed, keeping his feet on the ground. Next season, a bit like Kevin Davies at Southampton, next season, when people know a little bit more about him, be a little bit tougher next season.
Well, here's the man guiding his progress and Liverpool's right now, of course, Roy Evans, speaking with George Gavin.
Roy, it's been written down almost as fact nowadays that you're stepping down at the end of the season. What is the truth of the matter?
Well, there's been rumours I've been stepping down next week, this week, 2 weeks before. No, I've got a contract for a while yet, and I intend to see it through, and I want to be successful doing that. All this theory in the papers and different things, they make it up as they go along, don't they?
And the board have said that much to you, have they?
Well, the board obviously will go by results as anything else. If we don't do well, everybody's under pressure. That's the norm of football. But there's nothing laid down in stone that I'll be packing up at the end of the season and going upstairs. It's a bit young for that.
Are you disappointed not to have Brad Riedle on board?
We're disappointed with the decision, and we're disappointed with the length of time it's taken. It's been a ridiculously long time to come up with a negative decision, and we'll wait for the facts to come through the post and see it in writing, and then see what we can do about it.
You may appeal?
Well, until we see why it's been refused, there's no point in doing anything until then.
2 key players missing for you today, Fowler and Ince. Is that a mortal blow for you?
Well, that's a blow, but it's part and parcel of football. It's unfortunate, like obviously big games. Ince and Robbie Fowler, 2 players that on the day can be very influential. But we've got to go on without that. Arsenal have had their share the same way, and we've got good players to fill in.
Thanks, Roy. Good luck.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
The disappointment Roy Evans is talking about is that he is trying to sign Brad Riedle, America's, I think, #1 goalkeeper right now, and he's been denied a work permit, as was the case when Sunderland and Newcastle and 1 or 2 more wanted to sign him. Is he right to be frustrated, Riedle? Barry, does he have a case?
Yeah, I know, Brad. If he brings Brad Riedle in and he puts Brad Riedle in immediately the first available game, then Brad Riedle's got to stay there on merit. He's got to stay and be consistent and week in, week out.
You must feel for this guy, an ever-present since February '94. That's a tremendous record of consistency. We remember 1 or 2 howlers, by his own admission, at the back end of last season, but that's about it.
Well, he's consistently played, but I don't think he's played consistently. I think that's one of the faults.
I follow what you mean, yeah. It took me a while, but I'm with you, yeah.
Yeah, you get there. David James, I think he epitomises the Liverpool team at the minute, actually. I think he's very, very talented. But he's up and down, he's inconsistent. If you put him up against any goalkeeper in the country, David Seaman included, if David James was on top of his game, he could match anybody. But unfortunately, he's not capable of doing it week in, week out. Otherwise, Roy Evans wouldn't be looking to bring somebody in.
He plays today. Liverpool are at Highbury. That's our live action. Remembering the chocolate, I presume, is for energy. Evans, Arsenal for the win. 9-4 Liverpool, and you can get 9-4 the draw. And for the first goal, Dennis Bergkamp at 9-2. So too is Ian Wright. He's usually 3-1-ish when we come to Highbury. 12 goals this season, of course, for Bergkamp. 10 in the league. Ian Wright, 3 of Arsenal's 5 Premiership goals have come from him against Liverpool. Owen is 5-1, 8-1 Riedle, 12-1 Steve McManaman. 3 goals for David Platt this season, all of them here, including the winner against Manchester United, of course. And Lee Dixon celebrates an anniversary today. It's exactly a year since he last scored in the league, and then up at Newcastle. And as we flash back 5 years, we find some great action from these 2 and a familiar name making news.
To my co-commentator and illustrious friend today, 21 again?
21 again, yes, double it. You're nearer the truth, but yes, 21 again.
A big day for you, but a big day in the Premiership as well with the events here and at Old Trafford.
I think it is, Martin. Yeah, we're going to learn a lot more by, what, about 5:30, 6 o'clock tonight about perhaps the destination of this title. Manchester United will know a win. Any kind of win will really stand them in good stead, providing that there's a positive result. I mean, a win or a loss for a team here today.
Right, well, we're focusing very much on the events at Highbury, of course, and we'll start by giving you the Arsenal team. Bergkamp back. That's the big bonus for Arsenal. Plus the restoration of Petit to midfield. So the FA have option to the Barnsley experience is to stiffen his midfield, replacing Patrick Berger with that tenacious teenager, Jamie Carragher. No Ince or Fowler, both still paying the price for their run-ins with referees. Phil Babb and Steve Harkness proved their fitness in a reserve game on Thursday, and they're both on the bench.
Again, it's a back 4. And a pretty good one. We'll look for McAteer to bomb forward. And I think on the back of McManaman here as well, what they've got to be careful is they don't get exploited back in that space if they empty it. I think in there, and Carragher and Redknapp, they certainly will be the holding players, more so Redknapp. Leonardson, I think, will get forward and try and help the front 2. But these 2 have got to be careful. These 2, if they're going to win the match, will have to play well.
And when you've fallen in front of your own fans to a struggling side, Arsenal away, followed by Manchester United at home, could be a daunting prospect. But Liverpool can recall 3 wins in 3 matches against Arsenal last season, and they have shot down the Gunners regularly under Roy Evans. In the absence of Paul Ince, Steve McManaman continues as the stand-in skipper. Well, Arsenal came back from defeat at Derby to conquer the champions. Now, after being second best in the end to Sheffield Wednesday last weekend, they're looking for the same sort of lift against Liverpool that they got against Manchester United. With the top 2 trying to take points off each other at Old Trafford, the chance for Arsenal in particular to gain ground. They believe a victory over Liverpool is overdue, but will they feel a post-Barnsley backlash? It's always an enticing fixture, this one. The latest edition about to unfold. It's Arsenal against Liverpool live after the break.
Super Sunday from Highbury, Arsenal and Liverpool live. Highlights later from Old Trafford, Manchester United and Blackburn. Right now, let's join our commentators, Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Dennis Bergkamp played a full 90 minutes for Arsenal's reserves on Tuesday and scored, wanting to sharpen his match fitness. And everyone connected with Arsenal pleased to see Bergkamp back. One would suspect Ian Wright would be top of that particular list. Michael Owen at 17, half the age of Ian Wright. They've worked together, of course, at England training sessions. There'll be maybe some comparisons to be made this afternoon. Arsenal changed their pre-match routine for the Manchester United match here, staying away at a hotel before a home game. Not surprisingly, they followed the same policy this time. Liverpool looking almost luminous there at Highbury in their yellow kit. There has been some soul searching at Anfield since they slipped on that Barnsley banana skin, but it is more than 2 years since Liverpool lost 2 league games in a row. Here's Keown. Bergkamp an assured touch, not the same though from fellow Dutchman Mark Overmars, who, as Andy was saying, is just as happy on the right-hand side as on the left, where he's been seen predominantly since he came to England. Redknapp. Leonardson, who had some good results on this ground when he was with Wimbledon. McManaman trying to thread it through.
Unlucky, Martin. I tell you, Redknapp just trying to feed it into Jason McAteer. Strangely enough, the ball sat up in Jamie Redknapp. You think that's impossible on this wonderful surface?
Well, here's Stephen Hughes with a chance to impress again. Certainly caught the eye with his opportunities last season. Hasn't been able to break in on any sort of regular basis during this campaign. Petit chasing back from Karl-Heinz Riedle. There's no consolation for Roy Evans to be told by Barnsley's Danny Wilson that Liverpool actually made more chances against them than Manchester United had done. Of course, United converted 7. Nicely done by Björneby.
Well, you mentioned Bergkamp being back for right, but I think Petit, with that lovely left foot of his as well, Mark, just a little example of it there. He came very, very close to picking out Ian Wright just over the top. He gets the thumbs up from Wright, and I think he is going to be a bonus back in that central area. That's why I think with his passing ability, you just might see David Platt with a little bit more license to get forward into the area and do what he does best, and that's get on the end of things.
Keown who had that shoulder injury playing for England in Le Tournoi. McManaman, Owen on the chase. Liverpool currently 9th in the table, with a game in hand over most of the clubs above them. Certainly less than they would have expected at this stage of the season. James should get that. It looked for a second as though it might be within the compass of Ian Wright, with the ball skipping away through to the goalkeeper.
Like pass on set. This is what you're going to find when Bergkamp drops off. Just a little bit too straight, a little bit too weighty. Liverpool have looked to pass it and be patient and knock it in and get it back. Whereas I think Arsenal, when it comes down into that central area, don't be surprised if they look quickly to pick out the run from right, even Overmars in behind.
Arsenal starting the day 5th with only 1 win in their last 5 Premiership games. Indeed, that special victory over Manchester United is the only match they've scored in their last 5 games. Björneby. Really is another day to emphasise that Highbury is not big enough to cope with the demand to watch Arsenal. A ground that's difficult but not impossible to develop. Discussions continuing with the local authorities and the local residents. Of course, have moved before. They did start in South London. Adams, Winterberg.
Took a chance there, Tony Adams.
Now Keown. Liverpool happy to let Arsenal have the ball at the back and keep a shape that they hope will be solid. It will be threatened here by Bergkamp. Somehow got it through to Overmars. David Platt has got forward. Keown. Petit. Possession football from Arsenal. Winterberg. That's a great turn by Wright. Bowled over by Kramer.
And lovely turn. It was a super piece of skill. Not an argument, that's a free kick. It's a good decision and a simple one from the referee. Just a quick word, it's early in the game. I think 5-10 minutes later, it might well have been a yellow card.
Kramer relieved because he's 1 yellow card away from a suspension. Today is the last day for the 3-match punishment. If he gets through this game and subsequently gets booked within the next few weeks, it would only be 2 games.
He couldn't, could he? He couldn't step up and announce his arrival back to the side by lashing this in.
Mr. Bergkamp. Not like that. Winterberg. Adams has stayed forward, so too has Keown. It comes towards Tony Adams, who gets it down with a great touch and a pretty good try as well.
I tell you what, that was the ability of a top-class striker, Mark, because he knows that Matteo's going underneath this and is going to head it. So instead of heading it himself, he just takes a step back, controls it absolutely perfectly, down into his stride, so he can just stop and hit. Nothing wrong with the strike, unfortunately for him. Straight at the goalkeeper.
Bergkamp. Now Petit. Keown making it his, linking up with Dixon. Well, Stephen Hughes started to make a run forward down that channel and then just put the brakes on, and Keown played it to where he thought his young teammate would be, but he hadn't got that far. Petit, flag is up against Wright.
Wasn't a lot in it. Ball goes, he just goes fractionally early and right, half a yard.
Tidy from Overmars again. It is amazing that Arsenal have gone 8 League and Cup matches against Liverpool without a victory. And in those 8 games, only Ian Wright has scored against Roy Evans' team. Matteo.
So that's where they've got not a problem, Mark, but that's where they've either got to go down the side like that or up into feet. And if Arsenal are tight, they're closing people down, it's going to make it difficult for them to thread it in. Football's got to be precise. Anything just tossed up, you'd fully expect Adams and Keown just to be knocking it straight back again.
One ball from Petit, met by Dominic Matteo. Play between Redknapp and Carragher. McManaman. And another great year for David Seaman, hasn't it? And England have tried 4 understudies in Glenn Hoddle's team, including the man at the other end today, David James, but coming to the end of 97 with Seaman still the undisputed #1. Here's Overmars. And he's got it back over right. And the shot from Hughes just rising too much.
Lovely play from Arsenal. Bergkamp, as we'd expect, to create a lovely ball from the diagonal run. Gets lucky here, Kouama. Overmars did well, but this touch there, that was the important one. Wright must have thought, this is it. The run is ended. I'm just going to plant this one straight past him. But the touch is a faint one. Look at the look on his face as it went past him. This is a decent strike. Didn't get over it. You can see he's leaning back. Stephen Hughes as he struck that ball.
And he got into a good position beyond the far post in support of Overmars' nippy run that produced a cross when it looked for an instant as though the ball would beat him. Petit. Leonardson. He's not a natural left-sided player by any means, and he's gone on through the centre. McManaman. Overmars, 3 forward for Arsenal against 2 for Liverpool. They play it right, it should be a chance for Bergkamp. Is it going to be a goal? Well, he slipped. And bravery from James as Lee Dixon came careering in.
Right, you won't get a better situation in that the rest of this match. It's 3v2. Overmars' decision is, which ball do I choose? Is it right? Is it Bergkamp? And strangely, Dennis Bergkamp just takes a little bit too much time. That possibly had to be hit first time. As soon as he took the touch, it just closed in on him.
One of those training ground exercises. Let's do a 3 against 2 session. Well, they couldn't put the theory into practice then, not because the pass was wrong, although it might just have taken Bergkamp a foot or 2 wider than he would have wanted. Bergkamp has been saying this week, don't expect me to come back absolutely in the peak condition I was in when I finished before the suspension.
I'll have to say, the first 11 minutes he's been involved, Bergkamp. His quality's been good. His technique's been sound so far. Apart from that one instance there. What spot for choice, Overmars. He's gone through on his own. We're backing off. He could have struck it himself. He's got Ian Wright on one side and Dennis Bergkamp on the other.
When you put it like that, how lucky Liverpool were to survive. But survive they did. Adams. Arsenal calling the tune in these early minutes. Bjorneby. Able to have a look round. Platt. Dixon. Overmars. Pushed by Bjorneby, free kick to Arsenal. take it. Vincent Keown. Deep positions, nowhere near where the ball was struck. Misstruck. Owen. He's got a little bit of help on the left. He didn't really look for it. He's quite, in those situations, confident of his own ability to take on the opposition. Redknapp. Now McAteer. Out by the head of Keown. And Ian right forward for Arsenal this time. Jones is one of the Liverpool injured at the moment, so McAteer continuing in the right back role on the ground where he scored his first Premiership goal in those never to be forgotten circumstances, following in on the David Seaman penalty save after the Robbie Fowler, in quotes, fair play incident. And he suggested that it shouldn't have been a penalty for his side. An incident recognised by no higher authority than FIFA, the World Games governing body. And it was when Liverpool were last here, and they won by 2-1. Leonardson. And Björneby. McManaman. Forward from Redknapp. Riedle able to turn. There's not an immediate pass available for him on the right-hand side. McAteer was just holding. But not once but twice. And he's found Bergkamp as David Platt. Shot into the block of Dominic Matteo. Well to keep that in.
I think both teams have defended pretty well up till now. The opening 15 minutes of the game, especially when teams have been set. Biggest dangers when Arsenal have broke quickly. Liverpool really haven't had a great deal of pace into any attack yet.
Maybe now. Well, Riedle's pushed that too far ahead. Easily taken from him by Tony Adams.
I think that's a pretty fair assessment of the opening 15 minutes. Home side have started the better.
Well, it's Lee Dixon coming through the centre here, and he did well to make contact.
Great run, great spot, great ball. Just the finish missing. Tony Adams spots the fantastic one from Lee Dixon. It's a difficult one.
As is Platt. Hughes couldn't get between McManaman and Redknapp. Riedle, who personally had an off day against Barnsley, wasting a number of opportunities. Still looking for his first in this game. Arsenal with the more incisive play to this point. Carragher also played in that reserve game on Thursday to prove his fitness. Patrick Berger, whose error proved to be so costly in Liverpool's last game. McAteer. Liverpool have had much the better, as we've been stressing, of the recent meetings, but if you look back over the history, Arsenal have won the FA Cup twice, beating Liverpool in the Wembley finals. They've beaten them in the League Cup final as well in the 80s, and of course won the League Championship at Anfield. Tony Adams holding the trophy aloft in extraordinary circumstances in 1989. Here's Adams going in there.
Never been a fixture either. The match has been littered with goals either. It's been pretty tight, these games between these two. I don't think today is going to be any different.
Redknapp, that's hit rather too straight for the run of Owen. been a good feature for Liverpool recently, the return to regular action of Redknapp. After that injury playing for England against South Africa in May. Wasn't in the last squad under Glenn Hoddle, but he did train with them at Bissam Abbey. Obviously still very much in the World Cup thinking. Bjørnebæk. He's had an awkward one to deal with and hasn't really dealt with it decisively. There's Petit. Head out to boom it forward. Palmer, who's certainly developed since he's come into the English game. Recently moved into the Norway side for the first time. And 3 Norwegians in Roy Evans' side today.
Notice Overmars has just drifted over left side, Mark. Don't know whether it's a signal from the bench just to give him a little run against McAteer.
And here is the run. And it was developing quite promisingly. That's the position he's been used to since he came to Highbury, but he's, as you can see, just jogging back to his starting position in this game. Ray Parlour, who's been so reliable on the right, was hurt at Sheffield Wednesday. Weak knee ligaments, and of course Patrick Vieira got a knee injury, scoring that goal against Manchester United. Still not quite sure whether it was in striking the shot or the extravagant celebrations afterwards. He could be out for another 3 weeks or so.
Passing's been pretty good, Liverpool's, up to this last third. I think in the defensive half and central midfield here, it's been all right. It's been decent. They've not really looked like they can find a pass to really split the Arsenal defence at the moment.
Redknapp. And they have missed Roy Evans' comments before the game to tell everyone to discount some newspaper reports that he's stepping down at the end of the season. He's been told no such thing by the directors of Liverpool Football Club and continues as the manager until told otherwise. Owen, he's really got round the back here, and Riedle couldn't connect in the centre. He was herring towards the near post. Any sort of contact might well have steered Liverpool into the lead. But the exceptional acceleration of Michael Owen.
Martin Keown's pretty quick, I was about to say, Martin. I'll tell you what, the pace of that young man just left him for dead. Quite blistering. First real threat, and Riedle, I think, just got a little close to him. It was a really hard ball for the young lad to have picked out Riedle. He could only have been a couple of yards away from him.
Here comes Jason McAteer. And that was an interesting ball that had Adams stretching. And it goes behind for the corner.
Yeah, but this was a run. And he's quick, Keown, but watch the way he just leaves him for dead. Riedle attacks the near post, and by then, everything's just closed up for him.
Bjørnebæk at the corner. Taken away by Lee Dixon. Redknapp. Dixon's there again. Ian Arnson. Now Matteo. Some neat dribbling skills. Willie McManaman, who's involved in the move. The flag has gone up.
Unlucky though. Lovely run from Dominic Matteo. This type of run forwards, the type of thing that attracted Glenn Hoddle to bring him into the squad.
Keogh. Now Winterburn. Stephen Hughes is ahead of him on the left-hand side. Pressing by McManaman. Quite struck with the accuracy of Adams' earlier pass that Dixon in.
They're working really hard, Liverpool, when they don't have the ball, Martin. I don't think it's something that many people have given them too much credit for over the last year or so. That midfield quartet are really working their socks off, the front two trying to help them as much as possible. They're really making it difficult for Arsenal.
And this without the influence of Paul Ince. And will also be missing against Manchester United next Saturday morning, that match, and you'll see it live on Sky Sports. Liverpool against Manchester United from Anfield. McManaman. Well, he didn't quite expect the ball when it actually was played to him.
I think Michael Owen thought McManaman was going to go on, Matt. I didn't see any reason why not. It's something he loves to do. There was no one in front of him, but the back central defenders. Owen, I think, was just trying to take Adams out of the way to create the space for McManaman. Not like Steve. Normally they're just driven at the back four.
And now he's the captain, of course. Maybe he's got greater responsibility for the overall team pattern rather than the individual inspiration he so often supplies. After that, there was a foul by McAteer on the far side. It's Dixon with a useful switch of the play. Arsenal don't take advantage of it. Lennartson. And that's gone between Redknapp and Carragher, and Kramer did very well to get there. It certainly wasn't a pass aimed for him. Another Liverpool throw. Lentz and family watching intently. I guess that's just the one advantage of being suspended, that you can take in a game with your own children. I don't think Robbie Fowler's a father yet. He's certainly watching with the same intent, though, as the suspended captain. Dixon just staying down for a moment. That's why Graham Poll didn't want the free kick taken straight away. Also had a word with Riedle in passing. Surprising that only Keown went up and Adams took the free kick himself. Platt, Arsenal winning it well forward. Bergkamp, David Platt quickly back on the scene again. Good tackle by Björnovic. McManaman. Got both onto the right-hand side and Riedle forward. That hasn't always been the case for Liverpool in this first half, with the attempt at flooding midfield whenever possible. T and Matteo. Nicely done by Dixon, whose contract was up at the end of the season, and he's hoping to be given a new one and continue a long and distinguished career at Highbury. Owen. Well, Seaman started to come, and Nigel Winterburn took charge.
Had to. It was decisive, knew what he was doing, Winterburn.
Carragher. Glanced on by Riedle, just ahead of Owen.
You just get the impression that Liverpool are growing, Martin. Probably expected a fast start, that's what they got. Arsenal with a good 15 minutes. And I think the last 10 of 15, Liverpool have been the better side. Dominated possession in that time, and they've looked to push the play and push Arsenal further and further back. I honestly think that's not a bad thing for Arsenal, because they've looked better when they've been breaking.
Karl-Heinz Riedle, so adept in the air. Actually headed back across goal by Leonardson, who came in behind Riedle. Leonardson and McManaman have switched for a moment. Adams might set off on a darting run, the ball didn't come. Platt's gone off through the middle and Petit didn't see him. Keogh. Overmars on the right. Petit. Ian Wright got a touch. David Platt trying to drive on, and McAteer making sure that he didn't get in behind and get through on David Jones.
Good defending from McAteer. Type of run Platt is looking to make.
Showing for the throw and then deciding to let it go, maybe concerned about any possible challenge. It's a neat ball from Björneby into the feet of McManaman. Now Owen. Redknapp. McAteer. Liverpool improving their share of possession, but still looking for a decent strike at David Seaman's goal.
They haven't had one as yet.
Petit. It's bounced off Bergkamp. Matteo was able to intervene. Here come Arsenal again with Petit. Good countering by Liverpool in their midfield. Coming up for you on Sky Sports. Two of Saturday's successful sides, Bolton and Newcastle, meet in our Monday night match. Sky Sports 1. Here's Owen.
Well, David Platt's happy. It was a sloppy piece of play from him. Didn't really take care with his pass. I just wondered whether he would just go at Tony Adams. We saw him destroy Martin Keown with his pace, Martin, a minute ago. But I thought here, when he's up against Tony Adams, I thought, is he just going to try and take him on? But he backed away. Adams didn't commit himself.
And it was a shot on goal, but not the most venomous Michael Owen can produce. Redknapp. Owen. Was that intentional by Adams? Graham Poll has decided yes, and he's shown the Arsenal captain a yellow card.
I think that's a decent decision. I think Tony, as he fell down, was trying to just say to the ref it was an accident, but I think that the young lad had tricked him. He was away, and that's a booking.
Redknapp with the subsequent free kick. Here's McManaman. Chance for Björneby to come up with some sort of supply from the left. And back to McManaman by Owen. And McManaman's got in a great cross, and Adams just knocked it away from Riedle, who was waiting in the territory that he enjoys and has enjoyed so much success in down the years at the far post.
Lovely skill from Steve McManaman. Looked to be up a blind alley here, but managed to dig out a really testing cross. Riedle fancied it against Winterburn. Adams just enough on it.
Carragher. And Lee Dixon just happy to get it into Liverpool territory, where Ian Wright is making up ground fast. Trying to force an error out of Kramer. Platt. Theo defending solidly again. David Platt bringing it forward again. It's Björneby this time. Drops towards Bergkamp. Overmars, that's behind Platt's dart. More from Liverpool in those action areas. Owen. More action towards the Arsenal goal. Nudged on by McAteer. Owen Leonardson can't get in the cross.
The extra touch. That's what happened. Had to take 2 instead of 1.
Carragher. McManaman demanding it to feet. Owen keeps it in. Overmars trying to show his Owen-like pace. Bergkamp. Nicely brought out by Liverpool. And on from McAteer to Owen. Adams has got to be careful. And Owen has slipped in. There's only Riedle in the centre. And Michael Owen has made a mess of the cross.
It's a pity Leonardson was charging up, Carragher was charging up, and the only time, I haven't seen him lose his head very often, but inexperience here, had to have a look. No real option in Riedle. He was absolutely surrounded at the edge of the 6-yard box, but anything pulled back to the edge of the 18-yard box, Liverpool had a couple of good options. And that's the ball I talked about, Martin, down the side. He's got the pace and the ability to trouble even people like Keown and Adams.
And he's still only 17. Right, but Platt, the older generation trying to get going for Arsenal. McManaman. Now McAteer. For Overmars to turn and maybe go through the gears here. Quite encouraging to have a shot which is deflected, and David James, he's got enough speed in his legs to prevent the corner.
Well, that's when they've looked best, Martin. I have to say, when they've broken quickly, Liverpool have had a few players committed forward. It's when they've been a major threat. But when Liverpool have been set, they've had the players back behind the ball. Arsenal have really found it difficult to pick holes in their back unit.
Well, the appeal of foreign coaches seems to be on the increase. Guiding a team to the Championship, of course, the true barometer of any coach's value. Arsene Wenger certainly within range again this season, and so too Ruud Gullit, who's already won some silverware in charge of Chelsea, of course, the FA Cup. McManaman. Owen's away again. He's got the better of Dixon, not quite in control of the ball.
I think he'd have given a free kick, Martin. Lee Dixon looked up at Graham Paul, and I think the referee was saying, yeah, had it not dropped into the goalkeeper's hands, I would have given you a free kick. But he just says, let's get on with play.
Bergkamp, we've talked about Wright, we know all about Riedle, but the sharpest striker on view so far, Michael Owen. Maybe just having to check back. He's not a man to panic. McManaman. Redknapp able to turn. And almost for Owen. Overmars. Liverpool back off. Now McManaman makes a challenge to try and help Björneby out. Liverpool trying to send him down a cul-de-sac in the centre.
They've done well, Liverpool, Mark. That was a time, just when he got it over Mars, he had a chance to go and commit Björneby, but as soon as he brought it back in field, Liverpool players have just funneled back, all behind the ball.
Keown, Bergkamp. Hughes ahead of him, but not that far ahead. Carragher, with those strong defensive instincts, just happy to whack it into the Arsenal half. Doesn't often let his emotions show through too much, Arsene Wenger, but animated and on his feet then.
It's a big game, this, Mark. It's been played that way. I think both managers, both sets of players know the importance of this game today.
Flexing of the neck muscles, Karl-Heinz Riedle, not in the way he'd like to do it, heading the ball at the far post. And just tweaked a muscle. Bergkamp. Armour was solid there for Liverpool. On back by Winterburn, Matteo. Now trying to lift Arsenal here. Dixon trying to lift in across. This is Overmars. Winterburn, well watched by McAteer.
Given a free kick for a challenge in Overmars, Martin, just as he played the ball to Winterburn. I think Michael Owen must have caught him a little bit late. He's brought play back.
Just over 5 minutes to go to half-time. Arsenal began this half with bags of attacking ideas, but didn't break through. Bergkamp takes it. And it's just across the face of the goal. And in the end,
Inches.
absolutely inches.
Adams had to run, peeled back post. There's a little flick on there. Whether he's... Certainly, I don't know whether he's offside. It must have been close. But it gets a little nick ahead of Adams. Whether it's an Arsenal head, whether it's a Liverpool one, we'll see. Might well have been offside, but is he looking for goal? Is he looking just to play it across for someone? In the end,
Stephen Hughes
is just...
turn it in. And here comes Petit, right. It's lifted Arsenal spirits. Tap back to James, who would have heard the news, like all of us, that Brad Riedle, the Liverpool target to give James some more competition in goal, hasn't been given a work permit. That's a back pass by Carragher, and James won't thank him for that.
Well, they've been so comfortable, Martin, but this last couple of moments, a free kick and then that crazy piece of play. And sometimes you can try too much, you can overplay. I think Matteo, the culprit, right away, he tried a little flick ball. Carragher got, I just think he got lost. I'm not so sure what he knew what he was doing, whether he thought that was going to be a tackle. It ended up being a horrendous pass back for the goalkeeper to deal with. And just about did it.
A pretty horrendous kick on the left foot from James as well, but Matteo was able to get to the ball first. And as you say, Andy, Liverpool, who'd been much more in control, but now Wright's threatening them.
Good run, unlucky. Super ball again from the left foot of Petit. Spots that diagonal run. Just a half a yard too much.
Well, 5 goalless games must seem an eternity to a man who thrives on the thrill of scoring. Carragher. Here's McAteer. Riedle making some progress, and I think coming into a position where he needed a free kick.
Yeah, he was looking in trouble here. Looked to be surrounded by players, but he won the free kick. He earned it. They're not the biggest side in the world, Liverpool. Well, I think they were looking for a quality ball in here rather than one just hung up.
towards Carragher. Adams, and that's overhit right, but Bergkamp reacting to it, and he's got there against McAteer, but not past it.
What a big challenge that was for Jason McAteer.
Arsenal still hunting though. Right for Platt. Side netting.
That would have taken something special, I think, to beat David James from there. Platt makes the run right, just locks into his path, but he's a bit wide for me. He's a bit wide, looking to flash it in at the near post. Anything pulled back might well have been a better ball. And I think they were incensed on the far side. Liverpool bench are out, Martin. Dennis Bergkamp, the field caught Jason McAteer a bit late. After McAteer won the ball. This is it here, plays it away. I think it's a touch late. Yeah, I think he gets caught.
Didn't he get the ball, Bergkamp, though? Header by Matteo. And Riedle helping out.
Where to go? That's David Platt's problem. He's looking around, the crowd are trying to urge him to put pace into it. But Liverpool have just dropped 10 men behind the ball, saying, go on then, let's see if we've got the ability to break us down. At the moment, it's a plan that's worked really well for them. Just an anxious 5 minutes or so.
Yes, 5 minutes at the end of the half, 5 minutes at the start, when Arsenal began with the buzz that you'd expect from the home-sided Highbury. But in between, pretty much a yellow brick wall for Roy Evans' Liverpool. So we're into stoppage time at the end of the first half. On this significant day at this stage of the season in the FA Carling Premiership. Remember, when this match is finished, highlights of Manchester United against Blackburn for you. So far at Highbury, some close calls. Tony Adams involved with an early shot, and late on with that header. Arsenal haven't broken through. Liverpool have been neat through midfield. Michael Owen has looked very thrusting at times up front. But at half-time here, it's Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0.
Liverpool's point of view, 1 on target with 1. Arsenal created 9, hit the target twice. Just the 1 corner between them. And the 1 booking so far as well, Tony Adams, who went into the book for pulling Michael Owen down. Action areas, well, it's fairly evenly split. Arsenal just shading the possession. And don't forget, when we're finished here today, we'll have highlights from Old Trafford to come, Spanish football at 6:30, and then it's highlights of the Scottish Coca-Cola Cup final. So football all the way here on Sky Sports 1 today. So Barry was just saying if they can isolate, or rather if Owen can isolate himself against one of Arsenal's back line, that's Liverpool's best chance. A set piece perhaps for Arsenal. At the moment, it's got 1-0 and Tony Adams all over, hasn't it? But,
yeah, it looks that way, doesn't it?
Well, we knew it was going to be tight. We knew it was going to be a close game. The favourites going into Arsenal, obviously, because they're at home, they've got the crowd. Liverpool haven't had a good spell lately. But they're making a job of it, Liverpool. They're digging in there and doing very well.
no changes, it would appear, from the personnel we've seen there. That's Liverpool. And Graham Poll's gone back for the Gunners. A lengthier debate at half-time. Wright and Bergkamp in their line-up today.
The worrying thing for Liverpool is that I haven't seen anything of Wright really in Bergkamp. If Bergkamp can start getting into the game more and getting on the ball more, that will worry them.
I think if you look at Mark Overmars just going down there, you'd be looking from a lot more from him with his pace, for him to knock the ball up that line and get some balls in. That's a great outlet for Arsenal.
Looked like a new jersey for Ian Wright. Maybe that will change his luck. He needs a goal. Goalless then, as we rejoin our match commentators Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. The two in action at Old Trafford today, the only clubs with more than 100 wins since the start of the Premiership. Liverpool come next with 99. Now they'd love to get the 100 up here today. But a goalless first half, which began promisingly for Arsenal. Liverpool bedded into the contest after that and were only really troubled in the closing minutes of the first period. Dennis Bergkamp, one of a famous five nominated for the European Footballer of this year. Just hesitating there against Owen. So nearly for McManaman. Owen against Dixon this time, who wasn't inhibited as Adams was. Remember that yellow card for Tony Adams in collision with Michael Owen in the first half. Got to his knees by contact with Carragher. Bergkamp taking Carragher on. Overmars.
Well, in a game of few chances, that's a decent one. They just went to sleep when they gave the free kick away. Liverpool stood about. Arsenal were very quick to get the ball out to Bergkamp, but that wasn't a great strike from Overmars. I agree with Alan Smith. I think we should expect a lot more from this lad. I think he's been poor in the opening 45 minutes.
And to be fair to Ian Wright, there wouldn't be so much talk about him not scoring if other players in the team were putting the ball in the opposition's net. 0-0 for Arsenal at Crystal Palace, 0-0 here against Villa. 0-3 at Derby, 0-2 at Sheffield Wednesday. One of those spells, with the exception of the match, of course, the glorious win over Manchester United.
Come on!
I certainly get the feeling Liverpool have set the stall out not to lose this game today. Defended in depth, defended with numbers whenever possible. Platt.
His header drops for Petit. It's a useful try, but McAteer made sure it didn't get very far. Overmars. Dixon crossing on the run. Hughes with a challenge. It drops for Hughes again. Oh, David James flung himself at it with the air of a man who thought he needed to make a save.
Just gets stuck under his feet a little. I think he's a bit surprised it arrived at him. He goes past it. It arrives, but he didn't quite get it out his feet. It's very, very close. I think the body's in front of David James. Made it difficult for the goalkeeper. I think, to be fair to him, on target, he'd have saved it. Much like the first half, Martin, it's a bright start, bright opening few minutes for the home team.
Bergkamp. Booked by Matteo. Graham Poll produces a card for the Liverpool defender. It's yellow.
Yeah, a little bit of skill from Bergkamp. A little back heel back over his head. Didn't seem to be too much contact there, I have to say.
Overmars in towards Bergkamp. Platt couldn't take it on. And the breakout through Redknapp. And Owen. Leonardson. Stephen Hughes tracking back. There was a time when Arsenal were producing so many young players to get into the first team. Right. He wasn't protesting, the crowd were on his behalf.
Yeah, I think Wright was the one that was pulling back Matteo Martin, that's why he wasn't protesting.
Platt. Now Overmars. Liverpool well grouped again, everyone behind the ball in fact. Right off the chest.
Off the arm, I think.
Off the upper arm, yes. Redknapp. McManaman. And the sort of defending that Arsenal have run into often enough, provided by the home players then to stop McManaman. It was a promising attack, and
he thought long and hard about this, Graham Paul. I think that's a booking. I think he just hacks him down there. He did think long about it.
Overmars challenge, forcing McManaman to knock the ball away. Carragher just sitting there and shoring up in front of the back four. Redknapp alongside it. No one to the left at the moment for Liverpool, although going to be getting there now. Three in the middle. And when you get into that sort of position, you hope for a better ball.
To be fair, you normally get it from him. Quality is one thing from that left side that he does possess. Unusual, and he's got time to deliver that he doesn't do it. Stigby on a bit.
Running down the channel, but the ball wasn't anywhere near his path. McManaman. Petit. Bergkamp against Kramer. Well, he might have been fouled in the first place, but he certainly, when the whistle hadn't gone for that, he certainly was the culprit in the second incident.
He seems to have given a free kick for this. Martin was just saying to Kramer, yeah, the free kick was for you. That one definitely.
But more Liverpool tenacity around the threat of Dennis Bergkamp. Carragher. A number of players around Riedle. Hard work for the front men. Dixon. Well, a cameo really of the entire contest in the last few seconds. The desire for the ball and the difficulties for the player who gets possession for a moment or two. Dixon. Keogh. Having to craft a pass there for Mark Overmars to chase, but he couldn't collect.
Hard ball, playing it that far, that straight. Always going to skip away from Overmars.
David James closing in on 200 consecutive appearances in Liverpool's goal. And with the free work permit denied, his continuation seeming likely. Although Liverpool will study the terms of that rejection before deciding whether to appeal or not against it. Redknapp. his. The pass too long for Owen Leonardson. Into Byrne. But Leonardson getting in the way and picking out a pass here for Owen. Well saved, David Seaman. He knew he had to get there quickly, and of course he had to get there fairly.
Great goalkeeping. He saw the picture, he knew the pass that was coming from Leonardson. He was already on his way.
There's just no way Owen could nick the ball around him. Here's McAteer on the move. Back with Redknapp. Good header by McManaman. Andy, we're going to get another of the games where it's going to be tight for an hour or so and all open up.
I said that last week, Leeds against West Ham, I think it was, but this is a chance. And it's a lovely ball line and a good run. He had to just check. But look how far the goalkeeper is off his line. Starting position was a good one from David James. Made himself a big target. You're not going round me.
Not far, not just far off his line, but fast off his line, David Seaman.
The games do open up. I said it often in the Premiership in the second half, and I think this one has shown signs of doing that.
McManaman, it was hit first time. A fantastic goal to open the game up. Steve McManaman.
Well, it's a wonderful, wonderful strike from a guy who's worked his socks off in the scrapping part today. The throw-in, well, it's right out the training ground there. She goes short, you pull in onto your right side. The throw-in is dropped in front of you so that your first touch can be a strike at goal. But I tell you what, I'm not usually as good as that. That's a wonderful goal from McManaman.
Well, the stand-in skipper has struck a ball so sweetly that England's finest goalkeeper had absolutely no chance of keeping that out. Liverpool lead at Highbury.
Well, if they were dogged in the defending in the opening hour, Roy Evans' side at 0-0, they're going to be doubly so now. This is a big, big test for Arsenal. Last half an hour of this match. Real test for them.
So Arsenal, the team that have struggled to score, now have to score to avoid defeat and the end of an unbeaten home record this season. Owen, who could skip away here. He's beyond Adams. Redknapp's keeping pace with him. Through beautifully to Jamie Redknapp from Michael Owen. Redknapp really didn't back his own speed to drive on. And once he turned back, there was always the likelihood that the chance would have been gone.
Didn't back his left foot either, Martin. I thought that was there to be hit as well.
They look even more, the Arsenal fans, to Bergkamp now, but Liverpool see him off again.
I think there, what you saw from McManaman, he's got the captain's armband there, but I tell you what, the horrible parts of the game, the checking back, the scratching, the tackling, the putting yourself about, something that isn't associated with Steve McManaman. Whether it's the armband, I don't know, but he's done all those things for an hour and then produced quite a brilliant moment of individual ability.
More uncertainty for Arsenal. The back pass from Winterburn was overhit. The goal from Steve McManaman was superbly hit. Liverpool's corner. Redknapp, who might have gone on to get a second a moment or two ago. He takes the corner. McManaman attacking it. Well, maybe it's a secret for Roy Evans get Paul Ince back in the team that keeps Steve McManaman with the armband on.
Perfect example there if you want one. Set piece, work it in training, try it a few times. Might not get a chance, but you just might in a match of this importance when it's been so tight.
Here's McAteer. Arsenal are struggling again with Leonardson for Liverpool. And the header from Riedle.
Well, that's the match for me, Martin. That's the match in Liverpool's hands. Right in the middle of his forehead. If Riedle had taken it. And the last Liverpool can't afford to lose a second. Sorry, Mark.
Gathering real momentum now. And you're right, Arsenal can't afford to lose a second one. And that might have happened twice since McManaman produced his glorious moment. And must have just got a touch to it. And contact with Michael Owen as well, but he was looking at the ball and backing on.
Oh, he's looking at the ball, Martin Keown, and he knows he's got to win it. He does do that, then he just lands awkwardly. See the arm just hits him in the back of the head. The elbow just catches him. Well, this is a chance for Riedle. Was maybe a fraction behind him, but we know talked about often his heading ability. That's certainly not one of his best.
But you just feel as it's a vital time for Roy Evans. We know all about that, the speculation about his longer-term future. But you could say the same for Steve McManaman, really. He's been a key figure the last time Liverpool won trophies, the League Cup in '95, the FA Cup back in '92 under Graham Souness. He hasn't really had a sighter of the Championship. He's got inspirational abilities with the ball. He's a very intelligent young man as well, but somehow you always expect more than he delivers. Well, he certainly delivered today. I rephrase that, you sometimes expect more than he delivers. Here's Owen. Riedle quickly on the seat. Very difficult this for Arsenal now. They've got to show Championship-like qualities.
You get the feeling it's a mental battle as much as anything else for them. You've got to believe they can get back in it. They look a little ragged. Last 5 minutes for Arsene Wenger's side. They could have easily lost a second goal, but they've held on. And there's a lot of football to be played.
Push by Riedle. Overmars. Arsenal's throw. Lost only twice, of course, in the Premiership this season, but those defeats, recent ones, their last 2 away games. Winterberg. And so far for Liverpool, it's just the sort of response Roy Evans would have hoped for after what happened last weekend at home to Barnsley. Carragher. Again, Liverpool so committed in their work, so collective in their work. Nothing soft about the centre of the team today. And there's Redknapp to help out McManaman when he do lose the ball in a part of the pitch where he was quite entitled to try and take on the opposition. Keown. And that's just a hopeful ball forward. Liverpool will be quite happy if that's what Arsenal are reduced to in the time that remains, but I'm sure there'll be more class, more craft than that.
You look to do different things when you're down, Mark. I think I'd swap Overmars. I think he's been very, very quiet right side. And every time he's had it, because he wants to get it on his left, he's brought it back, and not really gone forward.
Armour's header from a useful cross from Dixon. Some hopeful cries for a penalty, but it was Hughes who was penalised.
Another example of that midfield quartet working back, Mark. This time Leonardson.
Well, the ball was transferred forward quickly. Michael Owen won it. against Keown, but it was a jarring challenge for him.
Yeah, that's a couple now he's involved with Martin Keown.
Another opportunity to remind you that Manchester United Blackburn highlights coming up when this match is finished. This was the incident. No chance of Owen, even with his speed, catching the ball.
I don't know whether he landed awkwardly, Mark. I mean, there didn't seem to be an awful lot in the aerial challenge, but the way they're having a look at that left leg.
It's going to be a change for Arsenal.
Well, it will mean actually that what can happen when I suggested Overmars coming over to the left side.
Christopher Ray coming on in place of Stephen Hughes. And Michael Owen being helped gingerly off the pitch. Some more attention. Dixon. Ray. Ray's challenge, and Ian Wright sprinting and hoping that something might just fall in to his stride then.
Well, they've stuck Ray straight up front with Wright, Martin, dropped Bergkamp a little deeper.
Flat. Here's Ray. Only Adams trying to come onto it. Wright got involved. Manman back there defending again, playing with tremendous responsibility. Bergkamp. And it's the Arsenal fans that are calling for a free kick. They wanted one earlier when Wright couldn't quite get to the ball. And here's McManaman probing again. Owen seemingly okay. Nelson, McAteer on the overlap.
Pity.
Not dead yet for Liverpool. Back from Björneby. How deep Bergkamp is. There are two further forward of him. Arsenal going for the W formation up front, Ray and Wright.
You've just got to be careful though, Mark, in Liverpool, because McAteer crossed that ball from the right, and who picked it up on the left? Bjornaby. And now, I think when they play wing-backs, and they did for a long time, that's fine. You know you've got three centre-backs, but when you do that in a back four, and what they did, they left 2v2 at the back. And I think one up in a game like this, they don't want to be leaving 2 against 2.
Arsenal all urgency. Wright trying to be all action. Bergkamp. Petit. Now Winterberg. Overmars on the left. Matteo coming in purposefully between Pratt and Wright. Redknapp. The more Arsenal chase the game, the more the space might open up for Liverpool on the break. And McManaman really in the mood to exploit that.
That might well be breaking out, I think so.
Nixon showing the card.
Well, I can't emphasise enough how much McManaman's impressed me this afternoon, Mark.
In every aspect of his play.
Every aspect, yeah.
too close to Seaman, the free kick. And Farrell giving Overmars no chance, and he's not enjoying his game at the moment. Ryan Arnson. He's finding difficulties getting it away. Earning a free kick and taking it with a bit of thought here. A race on with Carragher. Means it just nicked off Mark Overmars. Good spot from Graham Cole. Jamie Carragher's not getting as much publicity as Michael Owen, as another teenager in the team, and he doesn't do such a spectacular role for the side, but it's just as important in its own way. Digging in midfield. Bergkamp flies off Kramer. Wasn't the best response from Dixon. Tension in the Arsenal ranks at the moment. Inside the last 20 minutes now. And Adams losing out. Ball played. The second time Graham Cole indicating from his angle. Riedle may not have shared the opinion. Here's Ian Wright chasing. And Matteo first. Going to be second with the clearing headers. Again, another attribute Steve McManaman does have is his great athleticism. He really does seem to be able to run for fun. And he wants the ball once more. Past Winterburn, taking on Petit. Owen half there, and the ball bouncing conveniently for Seaman. 4 players forward for Liverpool. Maybe some space for Arsenal to exploit here. One of them is back, the willing Riedle. And there's Carragher going across again.
That's just typified Liverpool, defensively marked that.
Riedle getting a foot in, but it breaks Arsenal's way for Manu Petit.
Frustrating for them, not just the fans, the players. Have found it really difficult in free play to create any sort of chance at all.
Owen's trying to set the right kind of example for his team. Petit. Cries from the Arsenal faithful again as the possession is squandered. And McManaman has another go at the Gunners. Björneby is trying to drop it in behind Keown towards Riedle. Redknapp on the scene. Liverpool attacking again in numbers. Owen having the shot. McManaman a 5th man in this attack. Björneby. I do fancy their ability to get another one. And Riedle! Very nearly got it done.
Worked the position really well. It was a battle for him. Get away from Adams. Good control, works it. He's always under pressure. Wasn't an easy chance. Looking just to arc it into the corner.
Bergkamp firing it forward to right, but again no time for him to dwell, no time for him to even have a look to see where the goal was. Advantage played by Graham Cole. Here's Ray, from Platt's header. Mark Overmars is there. Liverpool with Petit following up. That's a complete mishit, but it stayed in play. A stroke of luck for Arsenal perhaps, and they've got a corner from it.
Worked hard, McAteer again, Martin. Can't remember seeing a Liverpool side work when they didn't have the ball as hard as this 10 outfield players have worked today. Very impressive.
Oh, it comes for Overmars. Couldn't get it through the crowd. Dixon is there. Liverpool not out of the wood yet. Winterberg, a moment to assess. Liverpool not pushing out very far. And this is Bergkamp at right back.
Well, they've just got 5 players strung along the edge of that 18-yard box. Breaks on.
McManaman. And here's McAteer. Bergkamp. Overmars. Palmer trying to get across, but Overmars can't get away from him initially. This is Ray. Man of the match. Your vote, 0891111101. A match that's really come to life in the second half. The first half was very tight. Here's Leonardson getting in behind Adams. Riedle on the scene. McManaman, problems for Arsenal. Leonardson! And Seaman has turned it aside, and he needed to get a big touch on it to do so.
Well, this keeps his team in the game. Great little pull from Leonardson to the edge of the box. Needless to say, McManaman drops the perfect ball to him. It's there to be hit first time. It is hit first time. That's a super save.
And by and large, Liverpool have kept Arsenal pretty much occupied since they've taken the lead. With a corner. Bit of unfair work on the goalkeeper by Owen. Well, this may be a test of Arsene Wenger's tactical mind now. Winterberg, Overmars. Here's Ray. Corner. After waiting before making a substitution, they've got Gilles Grimaldi prepared to come on. Petit taking the corner. Adams. Keown in there flat as well. Bergkamp waiting on the brink of things. That's Ian Wright. Well, he only angled it across the penalty area where Christopher Ray was challenging. Redknapp. There have been several Liverpool breaks that have threatened to carve Arsenal apart again. McManaman involved in all of them.
I think that's the first pass I've seen him just deliver. A little bit lack of pace. He's just a little bit casual, but he's been superb today, the Liverpool skipper.
It's Petit who's coming off. Grimaldi, who is on the verge of suspension himself, that comes into play next weekend, but he's eligible to be involved this afternoon. So the French coach pinning faith in a Frenchman at the expense of another Frenchman. It's as if in this one game, Andy, Liverpool have set out to dispel this dilettante image that they hate so much and feel is unjustified, but it's a tag that is continually pinned on them. It's been a very, very professional showing to this point. And they're 10 minutes away from getting the maximum reward for it. A lot of attempts at goal from Arsenal, but very few of them threatening. And Liverpool, in truth, have looked the more dangerous side with their sharp counter-attacks. And the one goal that's certainly worthy of winning a game, whether it's going to be the winner, we shall know in 10 minutes or so time. Keown. Cleared by Kramer. Riedle is picked out as the player doing wrong again. He's a very composed character, though. Really gets battle with referees. Right, trying to make a name for himself. Right. Here's Winterburn quickly on the scene. Calls for handball. Graham Cole was pretty well placed to see what actually occurred. Here's Bergkamp. And that was a stretch. Ooh, and a bit of afters as well. The foul was against, free kick against Winterburn.
Well, there was a shout, big shout from the Arsenal fans just here. As Winterburn drives into the box looking for handball. Good decision. Good decision.
Amongst the Arsenal fans, we're told Prince Harry is there, who has come to some of the games. Maybe they used to be called Royal Arsenal.
There wasn't anything under that patio there, was there, by chance?
He's seen an exciting second half. It's the Liverpool followers who will be feeling more chipper at the moment.
Well, Tony Adams has been dispatched forward. Martin, whether he's going to stay there, he's certainly high up the pitch.
With the Grimondie alongside Keown.
It's desperation at that stage. And when you haven't been able to play your way through, the way certainly Arsenal haven't been able to do that in free play, I think at this time in a match, sometimes you have to go to say, yeah, get up there. See he's jogging back, Tony, now. Just put him up there and say, go on, knock it in. You might just get a knockdown. It might not be pretty, but it might be effective.
McManaman. That's good work by Keown. Liverpool, who do have this remarkable recent record at Arsenal's expense. And they're looking to extend it here and are some 7 minutes away from doing just that. Right.
Great play again from Leon Arson. You look at this Liverpool side and they haven't had a bad player on the pitch. A game that was as big as this. What a boost that must have been to Roy Evans. You never know as a manager when you put that team out who's going to play well for you and who isn't. And I can't look around there and see too many in yellow shirts that haven't performed well today.
Well, their pride was hurt last weekend. Overmars. A lot of Arsenal players in the middle. And in the right place was Jamie Carragher for Liverpool.
Young kid, but learning the right things late in the game. Safe place. Don't mind putting your foot in it, try to play it out of there.
Yes, Adams chasing in vain, the touch on from Keown. Arsene Wenger's team haven't been able to put together any sustained spells of pressure. Free kick against Adams.
Sometimes football's like that though, Martin. We talk about tactics and systems and everything, but sometimes in a game you come down to just getting it down, getting it forward and hoping for the best, and that's the stage Arsenal are at now.
Pressure by Riedle on Grimonde. It's a Liverpool corner as we go into the last 5 minutes. McManaman. Winterbourne's heading away. Bergkamp. They trying to get back and help, but it breaks off him Liverpool's way. Redknapp. Björneby. Riedle letting it run, and Leonardson was eager behind him. Flag has gone up against Karl-Heinz Riedle. I'm sure Liverpool supporters amongst you watching will want to record your vote. 0891111101 for man of the match. Bergkamp. Oh, and it nearly came for Adams. And they're off their seats in the North Stand then for a moment. Overmars. Bergkamp. Sheer weight of numbers there for Arsenal. Graham Poll maybe hearing some comments from Tony Adams.
Just gives a free kick for backing in, I think, just as the ball's played, just edges him, that's it, see him pull him away.
Pull Palmer away. Robbie Fowler wondering whether Liverpool are going to see this through. Michael Owen getting himself into trouble with Keown. That's been a few clashes between those two over the past 87 minutes. That's what he was taking exception to.
Good to see the young lad, Mark. He's not going to stand for any nonsense. He might only be 17, but prepared to mix it if necessary.
Seaman has kicked it straight into the Liverpool midfield to Riedle, not quite directly at him, which meant there was no instant shot at what was for a moment, but only a moment, an unguarded goal. Bergkamp. Recovering by McAteer has been questioned perhaps about his defensive capabilities as a right back in a four. Kramer, but he's answered those questions today. And here's McManaman lengthening the stride once more. And Ray working all the way back when Arsenal would certainly want him further forward, but they've got to get the ball for that to be a factor.
Well, Liverpool won't be in any hurry to take this.
Michael Owen, having been booked, is going off, and Danny Murphy will replace him. Both Owen and Murphy, incidentally born in Chester. They might be interested in our FA Cup tie next Friday. Chester against Wrexham, a great local derby in the second round. Live for you on Sky Sports. Header by Grimonde. This is Redknapp. Winterbourne with a weakish header. Carrigan. McManaman. Riedle's challenge, Grimandi just knocking it away as Leonardson was following in. Bergkamp. Adams playing central striker now. Right. And Liverpool's cover is strong once more. Winterberg. Ray. Coming towards stoppage time. Bergkamp. Arsenal 90 minutes up, goalless again. He's pointing for a goal kick. Andy.
Big questions were asked. I think they just got a little sloppy. Right really comes in. David James, I think he eases him out.
Well, something of a statement from Liverpool Football Club here today. McManaman. Grimandi couldn't have heard a call if there was one.
This is a huge result for Liverpool as well, man. Absolutely massive. I think the defeat today, and mentally they would have found it really difficult.
And not far behind the result, the performance.
Oh yeah. But I think today was about result first. But I think to get both, as seems likely now, what a boost that would be for not only Roy, but for all his players.
This is a manager about whom there have been obituaries written.
Well, I think I've said all along that the manager that wins a Premiership title is going to be retired early. And that's his ambition this year, and that's his aim, and that's his goal.
But there's still life in the game, and that means there's still hope for Arsenal with Adams.
I wouldn't stand too long with that ball.
Well, we said at the start, more than 2 years since Liverpool last lost 2 games in a row. Here on the back of a bad home defeat. Björneby want to get this as far away as possible. Matteo. And Winterberg getting it forward. Adams chasing. Awkward for James this. Bergkamp's in there. Keeper did well.
He had to be cool here. He has lost it occasionally at times, David James, but 3 red and white shirts bearing down on him. I think it's a good decision. I think Bergkamp did jump into the keeper. He kept his cool.
Liverpool keeping 3 men upfield. Arsenal have got 5 in attack, so it's a strange mix in midfield at the moment. Riedle's given offside. The whistle goes for that, not to end the game. So there can only be precious few seconds left. Grimandi onto the head of Adams. Leonardson back to Adams again. Into the mix it goes. Bergkamp seems to be backing in. And he brings it away. McManaman, but he gives it away to Christopher Ray. Still Ray.
Didn't have sufficient power, that. McManaman very quickly trying to retrieve his error, get across. But that shot never looked to be troubling David James at all.
Ryan Paul checking the watch. Arsenal will feel they've been hit on the rebound at Highbury today. Liverpool bounce back from their Barnsley humiliation and extend an already excellent record against the Gunners. The last 9 meetings, 8 Liverpool victories and none for Arsenal. Steve McManaman won it splendidly. Only Liverpool's 2nd away win of the season in the Premiership on a ground where Manchester United lost only 3 weeks ago. And from the Liverpool point of view, a perfect way to prepare for United's visit to Anfield next Saturday. The end of Arsenal's unbeaten home record this season. And Andy Gray, Liverpool got what they deserved.
I can't argue with the result. I don't think you'll find anyone in the Arsenal dressing room that would argue with the result. Big game for Liverpool. They needed a result, they got it. But what they also got was a great performance, Martin.
Well, they go off with their heads held high here at Highbury. A final score, Arsenal 0, Liverpool 1.
And with highlights yet from Old Trafford today, where Manchester United were playing Blackburn. Still to come tonight, here at 6:30, we continue with the live football, this time from the Spanish League, as Deportivo take on Atletico Madrid. That's followed at 8:30 by highlights from today's Scottish Coca-Cola Cup final between Celtic and Dundee United. At 9:30, it's live NFL and the second part of our doubleheader this evening, as the New York Giants take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's cricket over on Sky Sports 2 at 9, highlights of the fourth day of the third test between Australia and New Zealand, and coming up next over on Sky Sports 3, the first of our live NFL games tonight, as the Washington Redskins take on the St. Louis Rams. Bring on Manchester United. That's the message from Liverpool, isn't it? That's live next Saturday morning at 10:30. Man on the match lines is still open. 0891 111101 is the number. Next, we are straight off to Old Trafford.
And I'll just buzz off the crowd. People ask me, are you going to conquer America? I'll start on the 19th of December.
Witness the American debut of Prince Nassim Hamid on Sky Box Office.
To order Judgment Night USA, call 0990 800 800. Book before midnight on December 18th to receive a £5 discount. Cable customers, contact your local operator.
They created their microprocessor in 1971, and the faster their chips have performed, the faster their company has grown. Today, the Intel design is the brains behind the majority of the world's PCs. By the 21st century, their chip could execute 2 billion instructions in 1 second. Where do you learn about such fast-thinking companies? Actually, there's a list of them on the World Wide Web. NASDAQ, the stock market for the next 100 years.
Who would I most like to have a one-to-one with? It's got to be Elvis Presley! 56 would be a cool year. He'd be 21. Apparently, he really felt lonely at times, even before he was idolised by millions. I'd cheer him up. It would be great to go for a drive with him, pop round his mum's for a cup of tea. I'd ask him who was his best friend. I'd have been a good friend to him, I think. Maybe I'd ask him to sing for me, my own private Elvis Presley concert.
Who would you most like to have a one-to-one with? Our mobile phone service gets people talking.
They've taken our shirts, our razors, they've even taken our underwear.
We don't wear their undies. Well, sometimes, but you know, just for fun.
And they've moved in on our aftershave. But here's one that's definitely just for men. New Whitewater from Old Spice. It's fresh. No, fresher than that. That's it. Sharing's fine. But with aftershave, let's keep it his and hers.
The brightest of the year. Shine, the best of 97.
In 1996, Esso launched Price Watch. We promised that wherever and whenever you saw the Price Watch sign, the price of our fuels would usually be among the lowest in your neighborhood. How? By checking over 14,000 of our competitors' prices every day and adjusting our own. That's why 1 million more people have switched to Esso. So it's no wonder Price Watch's popularity just keeps growing and growing and growing. Esso Price Watch. We keep watching, so you keep saving.
Once a single library held the knowledge of the world. Centuries later, data was still controlled by an elite few. Then Oracle freed everyone to work with databases. Today, Oracle is putting the knowledge of the world online.
It will forever change our markets and our culture.
Where do you learn about companies whose potential is as limitless as our hunger to know? Actually, there's a list of them on the World Wide Web. NASDAQ, the stock market for the next 100 years.
Terrific win for Liverpool. 1-0 here at Highbury today. Remember, next Saturday, 10:30 in the morning, Liverpool and Manchester United is live here on Sky Sports. 19 attempts from the Gunners, 5 on target, 5 from Liverpool, 4 on target, and one of them absolute screamer from McManaman. Adams and Dixon from Arsenal cautioned, Matteo, Bjornaby and Owen late on from Liverpool. Action areas first half were fairly evenly split. 51% of the possession for Arsenal. They increased on that over the 90 minutes. Look at that, action area second half. Liverpool had the better of that. 38,092 in. Now, man of the match. Surely only one contender that Andy Gray was very impressed by today. And he was skipper as well, wasn't he, today? Tony Adams, 3%. McManaman has walked it. And here he is with George Gavin.
Steve, great goal. Did it need something special to break the deadlock in that game?
I don't know. The chances were few and very far between. Maybe that goal just gave us the edge we needed. But you know, I have to say all credit to our lads. You know, I was the captain today, but I must admit they were brilliant. Defending brilliant. Worked so hard. You know, they really haven't had the praise really for working so hard. You know, they worked hard last week, and we just didn't get one of them results. But I mean, it paid off today.
Don't you believe in tap-ins?
No.
Is that the ideal response to losing at home to Barnsley?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we took a lot of stick in the press during the week. You know, maybe, I mean, but I don't think I can fault the lads' commitment last week. You know, they got a goal from one of our mistakes and we pressured, we had chances. You know, we didn't put them in. We put one in today. That was the main thing. But the lads have continued to work hard no matter what results we've had.
Steve, well played. Another Man of the Match award for you. Well done. Congratulations.
This is for the lads, I think.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Well, that's the right thing, isn't it? After a performance like that, share it. And congratulations to Suzanne Bregstein from Walthamstow, who wins the replica jersey.